Hi, it's Jess here from Nigezza.co.uk. Thank you for joining me today. Today I'm bringing you this little gift bag using the Best Dressed DSP and a bit of First Frost. And I was inspired by this bag, which was made by Crafty Caroline, I don't know, years ago. 3 years, 4 years, I can't remember. So I received this when I was a customer of hers before I joined her team, and so I was tidying up and I came across it and I just thought, oh, I want to make that again, but I'm going to do it differently. So I've done it with DSP and stuck the flowers on as opposed to cutting them out. So stay tuned and I'll show you how I made it. So we look at the original bag. It's hand stamped cardstock, which is something Caroline often did. But I'm going to do it with DSP, and the DSP I'm going to use is Best Dressed. Okay, so this is a 6x6 paper. You get 4 of each pattern in the pack, so you get 48 sheets, and you've got these lovely florals, which I really like. So you've got some with smaller flowers and then they get gradually bigger. Love that. And they're all quite different, beautiful colours, and you've also got a couple of really nice stripes, which I love, which I do think would also look really nice as a handbag. And then this dotty, and then the other side it kind of then it coordinates with the stamp sets and dies, where you've got shoes. I quite like that one actually, it's plain. Lipsticks, a nice stripe, perfume bottles, beautiful colour, lovely dots, makeup, some more plain florals with a sort of a watercolour look there, some more perfume bottles, handbags and lipsticks. So I prefer the other side, and I'm going to use this one for my handbag today, and I'm going to team it up with some Daffodil Delight cardstock, and I'm going to use the ruched Daffodil Delight ribbon for the handle. And Caroline cut a die out, but I'm going to add some florals, and I thought that the First Frost flowers were quite similar to the flowers on here, and I can cut them out with the die, so I think I'm going to do that to decorate the top. But let's get it scored and sorted first. So this is 9.5 by 4. I will put all the measurements as ever on my blog, and I have been converting them into centimetres as well. So here we are on the long side, and we're going to score at 3 inches, 4.5 inches, 7.5 inches, and 8.25. And that's not correct. It's 9. Don't know where I got the 8.25 from. That's the next measurements. I'm just reading down. So these are obviously the side bits of the bag. So we need to find the midway point and do a little notch here. So we're going to notch at 3 3/4, just to make a little mark, and then we're going to notch at 8.25. That's where my 8.25 came from. And then we're going to swizz it round, and then on the side opposite the notches we're going to score at 1.5. And then we're going to do some extra little scores from that notch to the 2 intersections there at the bottom, so we create a triangle. So you need to do this on a sort of soft surface. I've got a big grid mat here. You could do it on your piercing mat, stamping mat, a couple of magazines. So we just put them in, and that's what's going to give us that lovely effect at the side. Like so. So I'm going to put my scoring tool in its place so I don't lose it. So now we need to fold and burnish these score lines. So I can't remember, I did check out Caroline's video, and I can't remember how long ago it was. It's probably about 4 years, I would say, and I think it was possibly the last gift I got from her before I joined up, because the stamp set and die set that she uses I bought, and I think I bought it one of my first demonstrator orders. I think I put it in my starter kit, and then I was gutted that it retired. I think at that stage I didn't realise that things would only be around possibly for a short period of time. I've still got them because I do love them. Not that I've actually used them since. So there we are, we've got that shape, and then we're going to do some cutting, and we're going to just notch the ends here, and we're going to cut a notch in here so we get rid of that altogether. We're going to cut, do it on the other side, straight up these bits, and then just notch where the squares are, and we get rid of those score lines. Like so, and then we just need 2 little rectangles there of DSP. So here we are with take 2. I don't know if the eagle eyes of you would have noticed that when I was scoring this bit, I said score at 1.5, and I actually scored at 1 1/4. So this is take 2 because this was wrong. So there we go, I quickly made another. So now we need the DSP for the panels. Now what I realised with doing this was you can get 2 of these out of a piece of A4, which I didn't realise. I should have realised when I was cutting it, but I didn't. So our DSP panels are going to be 2 7/8. So go up to the 3, back 1/8 by 2 3/8. So that's the 2, that's the 3/8. And that's giving us a really small margin all the way around, which is what I wanted. So cut this one at 2 3/8 as well. This is brilliant, this little trimmer, which is free to anyone joining up during celebration. You get this, and you get a whole 48 pack of 6x6 DSPs with samples of six sets, which is pretty good. So we'll get these all stuck down. I was thinking then, did I want to sponge around the edges, but I don't. So this is why I chose a DSP with a small pattern, because it's quite a cute, small, dinky little gift bag, so you don't want a great big pattern on it. Not sure if there's a right way up or a wrong way up for this, but that sort of felt wrong. There we go. Bit of wiggle time. There we go. And then we want a bit of Tombow up there. And we're just coming to the bit in the original where I realised I'd gone a bit Pete Tong wrong. So that's the back, so that's the front. I always like to sandwich these side flaps in between so that when you look down you can't see them. And this was when I realised on the other one that I'd gone wrong because it doesn't go all the way across. But I carried on filming. I thought it'll be fine, and then I thought no, it won't, because the sizes for the panels are wrong. So I will probably use that gift bag still, because all I'll do is cut out another strip of cardstock to cover that up. So there we have our basic bag. So now we want to put the handle on. So I'm going to use my crocodile here, and I've got the smaller hole, and I've got this locked at 1/2 inch because I think that'll be about right. So we squeeze these two together, and that will help us get them punched at the right sides. So I'm sort of eyeballing that on that side as to where I've come in, and I'm going to do it this side because I'm using this screw really as a guide as to where punch me hole. Like so, and there they are. That's pretty good. Right, and then I've got this lovely Daffodil Delight ruched ribbon, which I believe is the one that goes with this set. So this is the one I used on the other bag. So this is roughly 15 inches. So we're going in there. In there, in this one, and that's when we're going to tie our knot. So put that one in there. Pull them up, knot them. Oh, pulled a bit too hard there. Might just snip that at the end there. Pull them so they're even, and that's our little handbag handles, and that kind of draws them up together, and then you can open it up to get your gift in. Okay, so now that's the front. Now for the decoration. So I'm using those flowers from First Frost, and I've got my Daffodil Delight Petal Pink and Blackberry Bliss. So I'm going to get those stamped out. Got a bit of scrap here. And I think I'm going to do a large Blackberry Bliss. Oh, don't like how that's stamped. I'll do it again. That's better. Looking around for my chamois, which is now hiding. As I film, like, things just get shoved to the side and then they end up on top of each other. I cleaned this at the beginning, just before I started filming. I think it's time to bung it through the washer again. I do it from time to time. Chuck it in the washer. Don't come up clean. It always looks like that, but if it's holding ink, which it shouldn't normally do, but I was using Stays On with it yesterday, which may be why. There we go. So I'm going to get them cut out, and I'm probably going to cut out a leafy floral to go behind as well. I might cut out this one and that one to sort of go behind and give it a little bit of something extra, because they are you've got florals in there. And let me check the colours. I know one of them's Pretty Peacock. What's the other green? Old Olive. And there's some mint macaron as well. So I'll cut them out in those colours. And I think they'll look quite nice, sort of laid behind. And what's handy about this die set is you get two of the wee ones, so I can cut them out in one pass of the big shot. So there they are cut out. So I went for this one in the Old Olive. There's my little pokey. And then the big leaf in the Pretty Peacock. And I thought they might layer up quite nicely over each other. And then we've got the flowers all done here. And what I'm going to do with the flowers, because they've got that sort of white border, is I'm actually going to sponge around them. So bring in my sponges. I'll put that one away. So just want to take away the white lines that we've got on the edges of the die cut, and then it gives us a little bit of dark background around it. I think that looks better. Petal Pink. Didn't bring the stamp pad, so and I have thought of some other variations of this bag, so I might do it again with a different variation. You know, I get ideas as I'm making things. I'm like, oh, I could adapt it like this. So yeah, juices are flowing. There we go. Give that a little bit more up there, I think. So put them back after. Oh, that one's dropped on the floor. That's the back. So this is the front. So might trim them down a tad. Just have these grouped along there. I might trim them off a bit just to give it a nice little effect there on the front of the bag. But I do think, yeah, we'll just trim that off there. So we'll build that up. Bit of Tombow. These bits that we're not necessarily going to see. And then we can stick that around it. And then we'll trim those ends off now. Go like that. And then we'll have that on the front like that. So now we can put glue all over it, and then all those layers will stick down. Like so. So that is bringing the original handbag, which was lovely, up to date with some newer products. So hope you liked that, and I hope you give it a go. Link to my blog will be coming up there, where you'll find all the measurements and details of how to buy any of these products. Please like and subscribe. Go and explore some more. I will link to Caroline's original as well, so you can take a look at that. And thank you for joining me, and I'll see you again soon. Bye bye.